there and welcome to today's tutorial. And to get started, first navigate to the file and open a new file. And once you open the file, save the file and then rename it. You can call it project number 3, and you save it. Alright, so once you save it, we can begin writing. So first thing you want to do is go to options and click on show line numbers, so we can keep track of the lines of code. In case we encounter error, we will be able to see what line it is. Okay, so first step is to import the library we are going to use, which is import Tkinter as tk, and from Tkinter we want to import forgive me. So today we are going to create a digital clock project. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is to import our library. So import Tkinter as tk. Now from Tkinter we want to import the time module. Alright, so from time we want to import a string converter str. Alright, so we are done with the library importation, and the next thing I want to do is to start writing our functions to handle the digital clock countdowns and updates. So the next step, we define a class object which handles the different aspects of our code, which is the updates and the startup of the app. And I'm not going to do much explanations. So first we define a function init. So your init is a constructor functionality. Alright, so like what it does is so your class, so we declare a class function as digital clock. Okay, so we terminate the line of code, and the next thing is we define a function inside of our class objects, and we give it an init, which is a constructor functionality. The job here is to make the app start automatically. And so the next thing we want to do is we want it to start by itself, and where is it starting? It's going to start inside of the window. So the root is for the window, or perhaps it's going to be inside of the window, which is the user interface. Up next, we declare a variable root to be root, and we give the title of the clock to be digital clock. The next is to set a geometry, and we are going to give it an alignment of 300 by 100, which is going to be a small box. The next thing is we want to restrict users from resizing the digital clock, and we say resizable equals false. Okay, create and pack the time label. Okay, so inside of our app we want to have our time to have a label, which is going to be, the label is tk.label, and the label is going to be inside of our window, and it's going to have a font of area, and the size of the font is 40. You can reduce or increase depending on your choice. And the next thing we want to do is give it a background to be black, and the color of the text inside of our clock is going to be green, and close the parenthesis. So we're going to have self.label. So these entire labels and fonts we have here, we are going to wrap it up. So to pack the entire font size and the background and everything else, we are going to use the anchor. So anchor can be any position, north, center, left, depending on your choice. So in this case I want it to be in center, and I want it to the fill, which is I want it to fill on both ends of the window, and then also expand to be true. So the next step is, so to start the app we use self.update clock, and down below we have extra functions that allows us to update the clock, and we set the function to be update clock and passing the argument of self. Next is we want our clock to be updating every seconds. So first we created the every second to update every seconds. Next we create a variable, which is what string time, and we want to use the string format time to convert this time, hours, minutes and seconds, to a string. And then we want it to have a label, and the label is going to be text to string. And the next thing we want to do is self.root. So right here we have a timer which is 1000 milliseconds to give us a second. So this, so every count of 1000 equal a second. So 1000 milliseconds equals 1 second, and the time will continue to update itself. Alright, so we are almost there, and the next step is to write the main loop. Alright, so the next line of code is to start the app properly. So let's call it, so the next one we have start of the app, and we can call it start app, and here we are. So to start the app we use root.main loop to start the app, and then we can go ahead now to run our code and see. Okay, we have unindented login. Okay, so let's quickly fix that. Oh yes, and I don't think we need that extra we don't need the extra parentheses. And so let's try one more time and see. Okay, all right, and there we go. We have our time to be up and running, and it's using a real-time conversion. As you can see, the current time now is 19:35. So thank you very much for watching. I will see you on the next project.